Week in review, October 31st, 2022. It's Halloween. I'm going to go into comments first. I'm holding my mic this time instead of putting it on my collar because I didn't like doing that. I need to come up with a better system. And also, CrossFit East t-shirt that TJ sent me, which is a pretty cool shirt. They've been around forever. Let's go through the comments from last week. Do you think dates of when an athlete turns a particular age will change the rule book? In most other sports that have age division, their cutoff date is December 31st of that year. Why did CrossFit pick July 14th for their cutoff day? There's a sore subject with me. Oh, this is a sore subject with me because my birthday is on July 16th. No info. I don't know. Michael Jensen, thank you so much for sitting down with us last week in Virginia to share your insights. Our takeaways from the in-person conversation were significant. We at Compound CrossFit are huge fans of your many contributions. Keep up the hard work. Affiliates need it. Thanks a lot, Michael. I had a great time with you guys too. I appreciate the open and honest conversations we had. Someone named Let's Swim. I love that CrossFit is still felt within CrossFit. Oh, I'm sorry. I love that coach is still felt within CrossFit. Alaska's Last Frontier Homestead. Hi, the Dave Castro. I think Sevon should be brought back to CrossFit as the CEO. I really like these weekly videos you put on. Thanks. Have you done any winter in the cold and snow shooting comps? No, I have not, but I would like. I've done cold. That's not true. I've done shooting competitions in the cold. I don't think I have in the snow. Lou Colby. Lee is awesome. I've been a Brethren CrossFit member for more than a decade, and I love how passionate he is for the sport and CrossFit lifestyle. He trained me for my first strongman competition and took time from his busy schedule to come cheer for me. Sorry for the long post, but awesome is not enough to describe Lee Pappas. I agree. Marina de Oliveira, thanks again for your updates. Do you know if they'll bring back the town halls? I'm not sure. Super interesting about the Greg Glassman quote from your experience. It is in the level 1 training guide with the fun, so it became the truth. Also on board for bringing back the journal. Thanks. Peter Shaw. Fooling Around with Fran is a great article highlighting the idea and need of playing with loading to vary stimulus and optimize training. I think Coach G measured 75 to 95 pounds being optimal power put for Greg Amundsen and theorized that he might train at a higher loading to improve his RX time. We also did a video years ago where we had people do it with just a PVC pipe and pull-ups, just a PVC pipe and no pull-ups, and just mimicking the range of motion of a pull-up. And someone did it in like 120. So in theory, the reason we did that was like the idea of what the fastest humanly possible time ever was. I forgot what that video was, but it's pretty cool. James Hill, there's an idea for Rogue. Greg quotes t-shirts. Greg Howard, thanks for the shout out. Great conversation with you and Don. Super pumped about the future. Michael C., one more thing about your continued YouTube videos and potential live casting. Consider inviting some folks from CrossFit to join you. I know you are very knowledgeable, but so too are folks like Nicole Carroll, etc. I agree. Since I filmed these on Monday and the way I do it, I usually don't have any of them with me. I'd love to have some people on with me, but maybe then that turns into a podcast, and I'm not really sure I want to be a podcast. Trish, I have the most fun when I'm in my garage doing CrossFit alone. Johnny B, do you think the current CEO would consider sitting down with Greg for coffee and discussing his thoughts on what would help CrossFit into the future? So the three of us have sat down with Greg a few times, so we definitely are not cutting him out of the ecosystem or the discussion pipeline. And Don has a direct line of communication to Greg, as does Greg to Don. Exercise historian, hey, lots of respect for you and appreciate these videos. Do you believe interest in the CrossFit Games has peaked? If not, what do you believe is the missing piece from a growth standpoint? Ernesto Hurtado, thanks, Dave. JES, hey, Dave, are there any CrossFit or lifestyle events that you'll be hosting or participating in the next few months? Do you or would you announce those? Might be a good way to promote an affiliate or even an event that might benefit from some positive attention or promotion. One lifestyle or one CF thing that we're going to help promote is definitely the Chad 1000 step up workout on Veterans Day that Sarah Wilkinson and her foundation is doing. So check that out. Just drive awareness towards veteran suicide and that topic. So Chad on Veterans Day is one thing we're looking at doing. Workout of the day. Oh, so this is someone put workout of the day from 13, and it had a link. It had a quote by Greg saying exactly what I said he had never said, and a video link. I clicked on the video, and the video didn't have him saying it, but the video did, or the title of the post did have the quote. So in my eyes, I don't know if that's still evidence that he coined it. He definitely didn't coin it early on, but the anchor of those was the first three pieces, not the last piece. I do see how over the years the last piece has gained significant momentum. So last week, I before traveling, I had to leave Monday, actually right after I filmed the last week's video, and I went for a run. I really like running. It often gives me a nice time to clear my mind and think about things, and I haven't run in a really long time. I did a lot of rucking in preparation for the Sniper Adventure Challenge in September. Then I had a lot of travel come up, and so I went for a run, 3-mile run, and it was really slow for me, and so I felt like it was a motivating moment to try to get back in shape and to try to pick my speed up a little. I am getting older, so that doesn't necessarily mean I have to be a slow runner. I think I can still be a decent runner, at least decent by my standards. So a little motivated to run. Don't know what I'm going to do with that. That night I flew out to Denver, got situated. Actually went out to dinner with Hobart. Haven't seen him in a while, and we caught up. It was a good time. We talked about hunting, and I've taken him out. Taken him out pig hunting a number of times. He has not killed a pig. He has killed a coyote, but some fun times around that. The next morning, I did a workout in the hotel gym. Just did some. I did a light run again on the treadmill, but this time because I had done a 3-mile run the day before, I increased the incline and just ran uphill at a really slow pace. And then I did some deadlifts with some air squats on the minute, every minute, with descending reps. Or actually, yeah, descending reps. That was a good little session. The next day, I had a workout at CrossFit Roots, and that was a fun session. A number of us from the HQ team went in. It was back squats, 5x3 back squats. I think they follow the main site. They're a couple weeks back, and they had us actually do some handstand push-up for warm up, in addition to warming up the squat stuff, and some rope climbs. And I haven't climbed rope in a really long time, so they recommended if you do the hardest version possible you could of a rope climb, and they recommended a seated L-sit. Back in the day, maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago, I could easily do seated L-sit rope climbs, but not right now. So I just tried. I was even thinking I'd be happy if I could do a legless rope climb, and so I was able to do that. The ropes are a little slick. I'm not a fan of their ropes, but knocked out a legless, did a second one, and was happy with that. Something cool, their coach is a rock climber. I mean, everyone in Boulder does something with the outdoors, and he's climbed 514A. I used to be really big into climbing, and so that's a significant number. I mean, that's really like the top level of climbing. So it was pretty impressive that someone of that ability is also a CrossFitter. Although in the early days, Rob Miller and even Mark Twy and Will Gadd, there's a number of big name climbers who also used CrossFit and kind of went in their own direction eventually, but used CrossFit for some of their training. On the back squats, I was partnered with this kid. He was really strong. I think he ended up going to 355 or something like that for triples. Let's just say we had to pull a lot of weight off for me to accommodate that the fact that I'm not really strong. Friday, flew out to Virginia Beach, and actually Thursday night flew out to Thursday morning. Actually, Thursday flew out to Virginia Beach, got there by the late afternoon, and then Friday started the morning by going to CrossFit Rife, and we did a workout there. That workout was tough too. It was every minute on the minute for 20 minutes. First minute, do a triple deadlift and try to do it at a very high load, something 80% of your 1 rep max. And then on the second minute, do 5 bar muscle ups or scale down as needed, and do that for 20 minutes. So it's 10 rounds of each. I think from the running and then the back squats, my back was a little lit up. So I took the deadlifts way light and just moved for that. And then for the bar muscle ups, I did the bar muscle up. I don't have to scale that. And I did the sets of 5 unbroken up until the 7th set, I think it was, or the 6th set maybe. No, it was the 7th set. The 7th set, I came down after 1 or 2 just because I was starting to tear. And there was a shooting competition this weekend I was thinking about doing, but I ended up not doing it. But I was like, I can't tear my hands completely up before the shooting competition. So at that point, I backed off for the last 3 sets, just did some strict pull-ups. In that classroom setting, there was nothing to prove. Sometimes in situations like that, self-preservation is the best approach towards workout, and I decided to back off to preserve my hands essentially. There was a lot of strong people in that class, a lot of guys doing a lot of weight and great bar muscle ups. After that, there was a bunch of affiliates there, so we invited a bunch of affiliates, sat down with them, and talked for about an hour and a half with them, just answered questions, let them talk to each other, let them share ideas. One cool note, most of them were older affiliates. There was one affiliate who's brand new. She's only been an affiliate for a few months now, and she opened out of her garage gym, which is super cool because I think nowadays you don't see the affiliate that starts in the garage gym. For the most part, you see affiliates that start, let me re-articulate that. In the early days, most gyms, it felt like, started off in a garage gym. Then as it got really popular and hot and heavy, it seemed like then a lot of affiliates started opening up in really big spots, and now it's cool just to see someone starting kind of with that grassroots mentality. We talked about the level 2 and level 3 a lot. I think everyone in there had their level 2, and only one person had their level 3, which was interesting. We talked a little bit about programming too, so it was a fun discussion. After that, the next stop we had was in Hampton at CrossFit Stimulus. But prior to that, I had a few hours. I had 2.5 hours. Went back to my hotel, showered real quick, and then I went and saw S&S Precision. They make tactical gear. They've been doing it for a long time. It was a couple guys I served with and worked with. So I saw one of them. The other one wasn't there. Guys I haven't seen in a really long time. Cool shop, cool setup. I was excited to see how successful they are and the cool products they're making. So from there, then I raced across the bay, I guess it's the bay, to CrossFit Stimulus, and same sort of thing there. I didn't have to work out. We weren't having a workout. We were just having a gathering, and a number of different affiliates from the area stopped by and had some good conversation. Actually, the person who commented was actually from the first drop-in, but at the second one, had a lot of good discussion with a cool group. CrossFit Stimulus is really big, really nice gym. Rife is too, but it was in a strip mall, and from the outside, it did not look like it would be so big. When you walk inside, it was massive, and really nice gym there. We talked about one of the owners there. It was really neat seeing how everyone else interacted with him. He's been around for a very long time. He actually did 25 years in the Marine Corps, and as stories came out and people discussed different options for things, it kept coming back to him in terms of a mentor in the local area. He had influence on a handful of other gyms there as a resource for discussion points, as a resource for how to run your business, and it was cool to see how he essentially organically mentored a lot of people in his area. He also had talked about, in the past 6 months to a year, since he's been doing it so long, kind of losing interest or losing steam and just even questioning if he was going to re-affiliate and or keep an affiliate, not re-affiliate, but keep a CrossFit gym or keep a gym in general. And he said he decided to dive into the old journal articles and study some of the old materials and just go back to the roots. And as someone who's been doing CrossFit for a very long time and a trainer and running an affiliate for a very long time, He said that was very motivating and relit his fire. And that was super cool to hear, just how he referenced diving into that original content has been super inspirational for him. And so maybe if there's others of you out there who are kind of hitting a rut with all of it, maybe I recommend that. And one way of doing that too is definitely studying for the L3, because the L3, a lot of that original material and content is referenced to study for the L3. That evening, I left there and then raced back across town to the other side of Virginia Beach for a get-together with some teammates. Not much to say there, except for the fact that I don't say much there is why I'm still included in things like that. Dolphins won this weekend again, so that was exciting to see. Tua had a great game. I've been a Dolphins fan since the 80s, and we have not had many winning seasons. So the potential of this being a pretty good season is there as long as we can keep Tua healthy. So let's keep our fingers crossed and hope he continues on in a healthy fashion. All right. Thanks for tuning in. If you have any comments, leave them in the comments, and I'll hit them up next time.